Игра страшная. А слышите, даже язык страшно, по-моему. Графика. 2К. Это средняя стоит, конечно. Выключено отображение. Система приложений лучшие. Вас позволяет использовать и для лишних шума и улучшить качество здоровья для без потерь производительности. Я думаю, язык страшный. Монозуб. Сохранилось. Бои не будут представлять сложности. Займитесь исследованием и решением головного. Бои становятся значительно сложнее. Но обычно. Слишком слабо тоже не кайф.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
Что-то очень страшное, по-моему. Нарисовали жестко. Вот что я пути было. Раскричал, да? Горит. Да, высокое качество прямого освещения. Не. Он лагает, а он не по-моему сейчас загорит. И пиздец, голый куда-то идет. Уже очки, по-моему, играть. Он не видел, что ли? Можно было заорать вообще, как закричать, нет? Капец он тюфяк, конечно. А пошел? Лагать, что ли, да? Теперь... Не пойму, что за тема. Походу, да. Собственно, это почему? Вроде не тормози ничего. Может, НДЛС. Снижение производительности. ДЛС надо включить. А, вообще должно производительность больше стать за счет ДЛС. Ну, тут не тормозит, не знаю почему. Ну, такие страшные игры, надо играть такое все удовольствие. Типа изнасиловали, голову выкинули в этот в лес, походу. А как понимать? Живот, смотри. А сюда есть? Господи. Куда идти хоть? А тут дорога более или менее прорисовывается даже. Что это за козел? Это что было? Господи. Превращаться сейчас будет надо. А лицо где типа? Какой-то профессор, ученый, да? Похож. В такой лес попасть сразу, обосраться, умереть можно. Мне кажется. Так, а смысл быстро бежать? Сейчас волки загрызут. Это жесткая тема какая-то. Это точно. Охуеть. Уже страшно, лёг. Лучше в PUBG играть, по-моему. Кто это такой, блядь, иди нахуй от меня. Суки. А сейчас обоссусь тут нахуй. Давай. Сейчас резко что-то будет. О, давай, беги туда от нас. Ну что, все, это что-то. Так должно было, да? Пипец какой-то. Сейчас начало будет. Пипец. Пипец, жертвоприношение. Сердце выпущу. Не заметили, походу. А типа остался так чисто. Жесткая. Начало жесткое. Там посмотрим, что за бред. Знаете, что надо сделать, мне кажется, сейчас. поставить. Графика и так нормально. 2К поставить, шаблон качества. Так, поставим. Подожди, что-то утро там было. Да, просто он так мне комп тянет, но стрим почему-то. Давайте на утро высоко, да? Опа. Эй-тва. Это первый я играл. Кажется. Уже очкливо. Очко, кажется, не железное. Ну как в фильме сделал.
Hey kiddo, how are you?
Главное, чтобы жена не зашла, чтобы я обосрался слева, тогда повернулся.
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your
Oh my
fault.
God.
People get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right.
Вот, просто
Oh,
работа.
Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch.
Блин, конечно, дорога, как она едет, там в лес, прикинь, сломаться там.
This is what
Минус
happens when
моралька,
you go on
Саша.
work trips, Mom. Love you too.
По-любому ружье,
Say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding
пистолет
so
какой-нибудь.
much.
Ну,
Logan. I will.
или колесо проколоть.
Bye, kiddo.
Это знаете, как поворот не туда, походу. Едет.
Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
Тебя, блин, Аллах.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
Пицца послание.
I'm
Там было.
glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Возглавишь расследование.
Okay.
Окей, let's go.
Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up. Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work.
Приступим. Что они будут сейчас искать эти что-то?
A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Попасть в место преступления найти.
Worth memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
I should take a look at that map.
Да танк летно, братан. Танки это нервотрепка, по-моему. Так. Мне что-то подвинуть. Оружие достать как-то можно. М-карт. Бля. Так, и что? А где место крушения? Берег реки. Скорее всего, топите, да?
I think I hear someone. Could be our deputy.
I can go take a look.
Уверен, что туда надо?
Hey, over here.
Это кто такой?
Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker
Пипец.
said you'd be
Тип
coming by
стоит
to
тут.
take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Кто один?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this
Сам буду
case.
это дело.
Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that, Federal agents right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
Расскажите, что произошло.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently
Некоторые органы мертвого
outside the
разорода.
victim's person when they should be, well, you know, inside.
Сидите не были.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Очень подозрительно.
Nothing
вот.
against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real
Очень
simple.
просто.
Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
Тип тоже не очкуй, да, один в лесу стоять. Погнали.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Да. А как оружие достать?
The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head.
Штаба. Чисто коп, да?
The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
Портрет убийц. Детали без различаются. Единственное, что объединяет трупы вздутие, но причины смерти разные. В данном случае травма грудной клетки после кончины оказалась в воде. Интересная тема, конечно.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. It's too much.
Ну, мы идем вот туда, скорее всего, вот сюда, да. Буду реквизировать спустя.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am.
Детектив.
You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Да, я так спустилась. Как пистолет, ничего нет, да? Так, к реке сейчас спустимся. Тут еще один тип. Ну, цара, тут лес, очкливая тема.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
Типа рано я, да? Наверное. Подожди, магазин. Я же на видео. Интересное место.
Hey!
Что?
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case
Они
solved.
сидят, понимаешь?
Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you.
Идиот чисто.
So, FBI, huh?
Подбей.
That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real?
Вообще
You guys
прикольно.
hiring?
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Ну,
Now this is the
Пожалуйста,
scene of the
произношение.
crime. We found him on the table.
на что я настанешь,
We
что
didn't
не
touch nothing, you know, procedures
О,
and stuff.
мужское достоинство.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Step 1. Examine the corpse.
Что тут осмотреть? Что вроде воровали.
Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
Ритуально.
Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
Совпадение.
The killer left the heart right next to the body. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Inside stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed.
Блять, изверги его. Доска зацепок добавь.
That's not right.
Я куда?
Doesn't look right.
Наверх може. А, так, первый, да?
Heart removed from chest.
Кажется, он не
Strapped by the
на клетке.
wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders.
Другими
But this
убийц.
time the heart and the straps were left behind.
Это раз.
More clues to work with. This makes
Что
4
там?
murders
Это мы
that we know
знаем.
about.
О 4 убийствах. Интересно. Убийца Верта.
Who is our victim? Who killed him?
На ночь играть прикольно,
Need to
да?
find more clues.
Такие игры.
Large amount of blood on the
На
table.
столе много крови.
The victim died here.
Жертва скончалась. Смотри, это мужское достоинство, ну, конечно, сердце вынули, конечно, жестко. Пустое забрать. Так.
Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale.
Взаимно, братан, взаимно.
Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
Ты тоже, говорит, так говорится, далеко не ушел. Так, что сделать? Доска зацепок. Игра, это же, братан, сюжет такой. Ты начинаешь, типа, ну, чтобы вникнуть.
Was he killed here or brought here after? For display.
Чтобы выставить.
Multiple people were here. Multiple killers.
Искал убийц. Конечно, там обряд был. Жертвоприношение.
Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over.
Ну что?
Was it for a camera? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting.
Чего-то ждали, говорит. Так. Просто получается. Вот. То там,
Footprints
судя по всему,
indicating
убийца
multiple
был
killers. Quite the party.
несколько, да. Все, типа спросим.
So you knew our victim.
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state.
В таком виде его не
Yeah, I
знал.
ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
Блин, жалко, что, конечно, перевод. Да, тут снова заключение. Куда его? Сюда, нет? Хоть сюда.
Think.
Походу не надо никуда пока. Пока этого нет. Так. Что случилось после
So what
увольнения?
happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head. chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here,
I bet there's more to that story.
but no happy ending.
Несчастливый.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
Приятно говорить спину.
I think that's everything. For now, at least.
Mm-hmm. Anything clicking yet?
Not sure. Need to think about it.
Надо подумать. Что думать? Прям типа связали чисто.
I had to review the clues.
Надо было обдумать улик. Я не пойму, а куда его ставить? Вот.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago.
Да. Подожди. Вот сюда же должно.
They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready.
Просто ждал.
They were waiting for
Он
him.
ждал. Он
Why
ждал ее.
Nightingale?
Почему-то именно.
He's been
Он.
missing for 13 years. Why here?
Почему
Why now?
сейчас? Очень много вопросов. Куда пошла жертва?
Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation.
Ага.
Piece it together.
Я вижу. Что ты видишь, блин? Что-то экстрасенс, ну давай, конечно.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13
113
years.
лет, да.
How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his
Его
murder.
убили. А как он вышел с озера?
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. A Nightingale
Yeah,
component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a
Типа,
container for something.
чисто типа сердце вытащить и съели. Беспощадно. Мгм. Так.
This mug always cheers me up.
Не хочу мать. Не надо. Так. Понятно, что ничего не понятно. Тип что-то знает. А не хочет говорить, а ты? Место действия. Карта. Куда жертва?
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow.
Как-то связано. А как с озера?
Casey, let's take a look down by the lake.
Возле озера.
Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
Удачи, удачи. Дарья Бизя.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creep.
There's a piece of paper on the ground. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
Почитаем.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Час страха
Like a
миссионеров.
manuscript. Page
Это
of story.
рукопись.
Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us.
О нас.
The victim
У
was
вас
one
тоже
of their own.
завалят, суки.
FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
Reading
the words.
the words.
These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept?
Even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
Жесткая тема, да, какая-то? Непонятно.
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
Страница рукописи.
I should profile Nightingale about this page.
Создать образ. Создать и сдохнуть. Обитель разума, говорит. Надо точно подскажет, да? Baby.
Hey, you made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body.
Посмотрел, потому что
See what I can find inside.
внутри.
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure, but the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deer Fest.
Не оленя.
Not a problem. I'll
Привет.
do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff
No
Baker
problem.
called to say he's
But-
got the Bookers at the Oh Deer Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Ох, на ключ.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the Bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task,
Шериф
but
попал.
hopefully the
Надо
sheriff will be more
через
helpful.
Not a surprise about
Наши
the deputies.
помощники не ответили.
Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
Чистый шериф. Себе, да, еще больше нельзя написать. На жопе еще напишите сильно.
Can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod for a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Послание, что за послание? Закон.
The Federal Bureau of Control? That's a new one. Toxic volcanic gas, huh?
The FBC is an obscure branch. Only shows up for unusual cases.
Well, what's so unusual about volcanic gas?
Beats me.
Here we are. Let's
Если
drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
погнали.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
Разгадать машину.
Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town.
У меня графа хорошая.
The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
Запах кофе. На берегу. Пойдем.
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie?
Сколько надо, столько выпили. Что...
Don't know, don't care. How much did you have? Not enough. That's how much.
Not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty darn sure my, I mean our float, will be the belle of the ball at this year's Deer Fest. Just a few more days.
It's a nice looking float to share.
Oh
This
dear.
is my first Deer Fest. So
Cute.
what to expect. It is the finest entertainment a town like ours has to offer. Happiest day.
Let me guess. The FBI.
Obviously.
Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you.
Добро.
I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff.
Ой.
I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves.
Нам, конечно, да.
They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time. We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. But it's slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can go ahead, Anderson. We'll be here.
Персонажка свободу. Нормально. Подайте. Хоть.
I can't believe that happened. I still feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Come on, Ed. Have some pie. It'll take your mind off things.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson.
Это свидетели,
Are
да.
you the Bookers?
That's us.
Что?
I'm Tammy, and
Полагаю,
he's
что
Ed.
что
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer.
Писательница.
We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
So what did you see in the woods?
Писатель рано.
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
Интересно.
What makes you say it was a cult?
Там были...
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found her. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Я рассказала. Что?
The cult of the tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists. The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with the murder. They were telling the truth.
Ага. Ага. Сейчас пойдем. А куда? Подожди.
Oh. We're dealing with an The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting. I need to know more about the cult of the tree if I'm going to shut them down.
Да. Подписать. Без трасса-роха. Трасса-роха без проседает. Тут 40-90, да, наверное? Без трасса-роха лучей, без... то есть это... если подожди. Трасса-роха. Куда идти? Да.
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond the threat. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale.
That's it.
Good to see you.
How can you be so calm?
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Okay.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing dear Fez.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful...
Доска прогреваемся.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult? Of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out yours or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my...
Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been.